the Andy and Dave Daily right here on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Andy O'Reilly. There's Dave Cackley, always creating a splash everywhere he goes.
Uh-huh.
Showed up last
I
night.
try.
Thank you very much to
Mm.
Cindy's mom's service, which was um, really amazing. And I saw you
A
walking up to the
ton
door.
of
I'm like,
people.
huh?
A ton of people.
Yeah,
Her mom must have known the entire town of Hesperia. It
yeah.
was it
Yeah.
was packed in there.
A lot of relatives, a lot of
Hmm.
friends, a lot of
Yeah.
right on down through the family. A lot of
Yeah.
her friend Carl's friends and family. A lot of
Hmm.
Marty and Cindy's friends and family. My mom and dad made it up. It was busy. And it's one
Yeah.
of those things that goes by so fast.
Hmm.
You don't really remember everything that went on, but
Right.
um,
It
cri-
felt like, and correct me if I'm wrong. It felt like more like of a kind of a celebration of her
yeah,
life because I mean she lived there her all 80 plus years
yeah,
in the same town, and I like that. It's kind of a I like that.
yeah,
I like the idea of I was born here, I was raised here, I grew up here,
yep,
I want to live here.
yeah.
And I think that's cool.
It was cool. It was very good. And the idea that you've no idea what a hot roast beef sandwich is. Um,
Okay, here's the thing.
let's
So I
talk about
stopped by
this.
I stopped by the local eatery.
You went to the Hesperia house.
Yeah, the Hesperia House. Uh very nice server.
Yep.
And I was looking at the menu. I saw a hot roast beef sandwich. Now I didn't assume the roast beef sandwich was going to have gravy poured on top of it. I don't know. I've made this mistake at previous restaurants before.
Okay.
I think most recently, and this was years ago at the Cottage in Cottage Bar in Grand Rapids.
Right.
But the more I think about it, that was one of the things I was going to talk about. I was going to complain about this today, but I realized the more I talk to people, the more I should have known
You should have known.
that that's the way when they say hot, they mean gravy poured on the sandwich.
Right.
Which to me, though, my issue is it is no longer a sandwich because now I have to use a knife and fork. It was still good. I
Yeah.
ate most of it. And then I had fries with it, which were good. And then a very, very delicious and a very large portion of hot fudge. It was a hot fudge brownie with vanilla ice
Ooh.
cream and whipped cream
Ooh.
on top. It was a diabetes delight.
That's
I
where
may have
that's where they
I
get you
may
in the
have type
restaurants,
2
though.
now. I don't know.
That's
Yeah.
where they
Oh
get
God.
you is the dessert. That's where the profit margin is. So they
Well,
they
it was still I still got out of there, spending like $20. It was
okay.
amazing.
Yeah.
It was really,
Well, it's
really
it's
good.
affordable to eat in Hesperia.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Yeah.
again, server was great. I even
Yep.
gave her a little note, said nice job with a couple of exclamation points and a smiley face. I thought she did a really, I like giving, and that's the first time I've ever done that in the history, all the years I've been going to restaurants. I just felt like she needed to know that she was doing a nice job.
And
So
what
I gave
and
her a
what kind
decent
of
tip.
tip did you give her?
It was a $15 meal and it was a $7 tip.
All right. I will go with that. I will I'll let that one. What are you looking at now?
No, I was just,
No. No.
I had
No,
something
I will
pop
say
up.
that's an adequate tip. For the
That's more
first
than
time in my
adequate.
life, I'll
It's
have to credit you for
almost 50%. That's the way I
you did
usually
good.
do it, though.
All
That's the
right.
way I mean, you complain that I hang out places too long and don't tip enough for
You are a camper.
Yeah, but I tip based on what I purchase.
Well, you shouldn't do that if you're
That's
camping all day at a football game.
Well, no, it's for a couple hours, and no, I don't. If I'm getting more drinks, then okay, yeah, I will tip. I always add $1 per drink.
Okay. Well, but still,
That's just what I do.
we're working on you. This is always
Yeah,
an
I don't
improvement
really,
thing for Dave.
I don't, I was thinking about this. One of the things I've appreciated about as I get older is not caring about certain things. Like if there's a rule or a law that I think is really stupid, I completely ignore it.
Yeah.
Or like a rule, or just like like you were giving me crap about me nursing my 5 hour energy. You don't
Yeah.
drink. You're supposed to drink it like a shot. Well, I don't have to.
You don't
I can
have to.
sip it.
No, you don't. Of course you
Mm-mm.
can.
And like if I see a sign that says no turn on red and I don't see anybody coming, I turn on red because it's dumb to not, because otherwise you're going to create more backup. So you, as I get older,
Allow me to get a little distance from you here, sir.
why?
Well, the cops
What?
are coming in. They're going to tackle you.
No, they're not. I'm fine.
You're breaking the rules.
No, absolutely no.
I'm just saying.
No, no, because and I think even cops understand. This is why you don't pull somebody over for going, 68 and a 65. I mean, technically, did you break the law? Yeah, but you don't pull anybody over for that because that would be dumb.
Okay.
I'm turning on red.
Well, here's
here's the other thing where it
Oh.
says if you're in a small town and you're in a residential area or a pseudo residential area,
Yeah.
a low traffic area. Let's just say this: a low traffic area, and right turn only. And I got to make a left turn, I'm making the left turn. A lot of this stuff is
one-way street.
a lot of this stuff. Well, then that's different. You can't go the wrong way down the one-way
Okay.
street. That's how head-on collisions happen. See, again, this is where you have to just use common sense. And most laws that are created today are not based off common sense. So I have to use Dave laws.
Here's what I would have done.
Which supersede the local statutes.
Of course. Here's what I would have done had I been you at the Hesperia house yesterday.
Okay, go ahead.
What I would have done I would have left the girl $100 tip.
No, you
And
wouldn't.
that way, here's why. That way, they would have gone to the security camera and they would have taken your picture and they would have put it up in there. And you would be forever enshrined where it would say Dave Cackley from TV 13 ate here. And that way, you'd start a thing, right?
But that also creates a false sense of what my net worth actually is, which
That's
is
irregardless.
is too embarrassing to even verbalize.
Should have done that.
But no, I don't have the look. You know what? If I were Daddy Warbucks in Twin Lake, yeah, maybe I whip $100 out. Maybe I do that.
But I'm nobody from Twin Lake. You, on the other hand, are TV 13's Dave Cackley.
Really, mayor of Facebook, self-appointed. You've given yourself so many self-appointed titles. I don't even know.
Well, I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, there you go.
See,
exactly.
But I'm not on TV.
Everybody comes to you. Yep. You were like the greeter.
That's what I was trying to be, but
come
I got
through
blocked.
you.
I got blocked. Anyway, you gonna do some news today?
Yeah, let's get into it. Walgreens is a little lighter in the pocket. The pharmacy chain reached a $285 million settlement with the state of Nevada for its role in the opioid epidemic. Nevada is one of many states that have reached settlements totaling more than $50 billion nationwide. CVS had to pay out $152 million back in May. Opioid overdoses are responsible for 100,000 deaths per year, and that's just that. I mean, it's actually over that. But hey, we're a nation of addicts, and I don't know. It's weird. It's the pharmacies are somewhat culpable, but what about those prescribing it? Or hey, how is about the pharmaceutical industry itself?
Mm-hmm.
How about we start? I mean, I love how everybody jumped. Yeah, farm is great now. No, it's not.
Mm-mm.
You're murdering people, and I don't get it.
Yep.
Again, not saying that some of these pharmacies don't, but feels like we need to be putting more pressure where the pressure needs to be applied.
It's profit before anything. Everywhere.
Of course.
That's all it is anymore.
No,
that's all it is.
It doesn't matter, and it doesn't matter the industry, and that's
it. Really doesn't, and it's wrong.
And it's one of those things.
It's collapsible. This is when the idea becomes profit above anything, it's gonna collapse.
Because you've
got to invest in people. You've got to invest in those who give you that profit. You've got to keep the heart beating underneath the surface with everything it takes to make a profit. And if you continually take away everything that it takes to make a profit, it's gonna collapse.
It's more short. Yeah, you're not thinking. You got to think more long term.
So stop and think about this.
Yeah.
Those who make the decisions to make a profit are where?
What do you mean?
Where are they in the chain of the economy?
I don't like who's at the very top. Well, you got two things. You got uh, big corporations and you got big government
You've
working hand
got,
in hand.
well, let's
That's
just
what you
go with the
have.
profit people.
Yeah,
You've got
that's both those entities.
high
Big
paid
corporations.
executives all deciding that cash is king. Now, follow my
You've
train of
got
thought.
politically, yeah, you've got
Follow my
political
train of thought.
leaders
Now, let's
hand in
take
hand with
politics
those
right out of
people.
it.
You can't.
You have
You
to.
absolutely you cannot
Listen to
because
me.
it goes hand in hand
Listen to me.
with that.
You got the
It
guy
does.
that used to run it, that ran MTV into the ground, running our former radio group, and all that matters is how much cash can they get. That's all,
Well,
and
that's a
they've said that.
yeah.
That's a statement. Look at
Hmm.
how that industry has collapsed.
Well, yeah. Well, it's collapsing because you've got other entities that
Be-
coming in like
because
streaming
they put no
services.
money into what their
Well,
their
yeah,
product is. They've
that's
invested
part of
nothing
it.
in themselves. And the same thing
That's
happens in
true.
every industry. So
Yeah,
this
to an
is
extent, yeah.
this is money doing only one thing, and that's flowing up. This whole idea of the rich are going to do good, we're going to keep the taxes down on them, and blah 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 blah, and it's all going to come down to the little guy on the work level. It ain't working. And I'm not sitting here telling you to start taxing the rich to the point that they have to all run off shore and do this, that, and the other thing. But there is a clear line here that is more than apparent that people need to do a little bit better on their own, first and foremost, for the people that work for them. And second of all, they need to do a little bit better for the rest of us to contribute to the overall economy.
I think there is room for compromise in there somewhere. I don't like because and again, I'm far from rich. I aspire one day, maybe that would be great, but they do pay a ton. And I'm not talking about corporate taxes are different from personal income taxes. I would be very much in favor of just flat tax and everything across the board. Just flat it. That way you close all those loopholes so you can't, stash money here, because you're doing what rich people do are what any of us would do in the same circumstances. You got an accountant who's going to say, hey, you get a break here, you get this cut here, this here. We would do, we would take advantage of the system in the same way that they are taking advantage of the system. Now the system is the problem. It's not the rich people taking advantage of it because we would do the exact same thing.
I didn't say it was their
So,
problem. I
yeah,
said
but
they need to do their part.
but they're already doing their part. The problem is the system. It's not the
Okay.
people.
Next
This
story.
is where we get because I don't like the end because this is where envy comes in and you got this and
It's not
I don't
envious at
have
all.
this and I should have what you have. No, you made it. I would like to make it.
Okay.
You tell me how I get to where you are.
Here's okay. So I promise you this: I'm not envious over Joel Osteen,
Okay, I don't.
but he's not doing his part at all.
Okay, that doesn't have anything to do with this.
Yes, it does.
Joel Osteen is a guy. He's a preacher. He spreads his message.
He's a
He rakes in
non-tax
some
church.
cash. Yeah, all churches are not. All
Let's start taxing
religion is
them.
not. No, you don't do that in this country.
Yes,
We
you
don't
do.
do that. No, we don't. If you're an established religion, we don't tax you.
It's
That's
oh,
part
for
of it.
God's
It's a
sake.
public
All right,
service.
next story. You're gonna give
Well,
me
it's a public
coronary.
service. What?
It's not
It's
a
a
public
public
service.
service. Yes, it
He's running
100%
a
is.
circus.
Now, there are those who can get around it, and we can argue about that if you want. But at its core, that's what it's supposed to be. Does it always act like that? You and I both know shysters. It doesn't always work that way.
Yeah.
You're
Okay.
right.
Well,
So
he's
you're
a
right
shyster.
to that point. I don't judge anybody.
I
I'm
just
not
did.
judging Joel or anybody else. I mean,
Okay.
I like to listen to old Billy Graham sermons. So there
Of
you go.
course you do.
Oh, he's great. I loved him. Twitter is facing new competition from Facebook's parent company, Meta, on Wednesday launched a new app called Threads. It's intended to offer a space for a real-time conversation online, pretty much a carbon copy of Twitter. The app received 10 million signups in the first 7 hours. It's the shiny new thing. Zuckerberg's going to allow you 500 characters as opposed to Twitter's 200. I think it'll make both better. I don't know. I mean, the people, the users will end up using it for however they're going to use it.
I think.
But I like it when two billionaires who are super smart, uh, just keep creating bigger and better things. I mean,
I can tell you what's going to happen.
go ahead.
You're going to get a handful of people that sign up for this Threads,
Oh, I'll sign up for it.
and you're going to
Probably.
see happen exactly the same thing that you've seen with Facebook and their reels and all the other things that they've tried to keep up with the Joneses with. It's
Mm-hmm.
just going to go flat.
It could, because Twitter is the established thing. So, but again, when something's new, if Zuckerberg can figure out a way to differentiate himself in some way from Twitter,
Nope.
which with 500 characters, I mean, again, he's smart. He's a cyborg, but he's smart. And again, I like it. I like what he's trying to do.
Okay.
I appreciate him giving Twitter competition because I think that does elevate both. And there's enough room out there for other social media apps. I don't
Threads, I'll tell you this. Threads is going to be the Thunder Country to B93.
could be. Yeah, I think that's probably how it's going to end up.
Okay.
I tend to agree with that.
There you go.
Finally, water temps in the Big Lake are finally heating up. PJ Hoffmaster State Park at 70 on Wednesday, with Muskegon Lake checking in at 71. The water temp at Duck Lake State Park near 75. Don't forget, today is a red flag day, so you got to stay out of the water. Or if you do jump in, you want to risk the fine and getting pulled out. Remember, if you get caught in one of those riptide things, you got to swim parallel to the shore.
Is this one of those Dave Law days where you would flaunt the law if you had to get in the water?
I wouldn't, because because I from a safety standpoint,
okay.
I'm not gonna risk the fine or drowning.
Okay.
If there's a potential, if there's a reasonable potential, I could drown, especially since I'm not that strong a swimmer. Yeah, I would. If I were a expert swimmer, maybe I risk it, but probably not a good idea.
Okay.
But I would make that decision myself.
Okay.
There you go. Sports. Cubs win. Cubs win. Cubs win. They beat Milwaukee 4-3. Tigers get destroyed by the worst team in baseball again. They fall 12-3 at home. A chance for them to make up ground on Minnesota. Didn't happen. Hey, good news, Tiger fans. Detroit Lions training camp opens at the end of the month.
Okay.
There you go.
All right.
You can jump off.
4-letter places for $400. 4 letters, $400. You got that?
4 letters.
That's like Chuck Woolery saying, "I'll be back in 2 and 2," except he's saying 4 and 4.
4 and 4.
Yeah. This Italian island honors Napoleon with an annual mass on May 5th, the anniversary of his death.
This Italian island?
That's what I said.
I would say but it's not an island because it's not completely surrounded by water. So I want to say Italy, but Italy's not an island.
So you're going to say Italy?
It's 4 letters, right? Or is it 5? I really got to start listening better.
Probably a good idea. Yeah. Because I did the whole Chuck Woolery thing.
Yeah, 4 and 4, and I went Italy, which is 5, so that's stupid.
You're really stupid.
That's not my answer, though. Obviously, because it's got 5 letters and it's not an island, so it didn't hit either of those categories.
Yep.
I don't know what the answer is.
You don't know what the answer is. It's Elba.
Elba. Yeah, I never would have gotten that in a million years.
Italian island.
Is it Idris Elba? No, it's Idris Elba. The
41,800. Wow.
Actor.
We're coming close to 42,000 in the hole here.
Dude, I do not. These questions have been very.
We are getting to the point where it may have to be a physical challenge to wipe out this debt, and it's going to have to be something embarrassing.
I'm going to have to maybe do some chin-ups or something. I can't.
Nudity may be involved publicly, so
I don't do streaking.
Start thinking about your manscaping.
That's a law. That's a law. I do not. I do not disobey.
Dave, on to a Friday we go. We'll see you then.
See ya.
Welcome back, Muskegon. Less humid air will move in Thursday afternoon, so let's take a look at your forecast brought to you by Trinity Health. Your Thursday weather headlines show we will have decreasing clouds today, and along with that, less humid air will move in this afternoon as a Canadian high pressure system moves into West Michigan, which will likely bring us a pleasant weekend with very minimal rain chances, and most of those will be isolated and further to the east of us and also south. So we should dodge most, if not all, of the rain this weekend, and that's especially good for the Muskegon Air Show, with our next decent chance of rain likely arriving early next week. Temperature wise today, we will be about 9 to 10 degrees cooler than we were on Wednesday, with temperatures cooling down into the lower 80s thanks to that cold front that moved through Wednesday night. Not only will we be slightly cooler, but we'll also be a lot less humid, with dew points being in the uncomfortable range during the morning hours, but by 5 p.m. they'll be in the lower 50s, so much more pleasant conditions are expected by the afternoon hours. But a thing to note is Lake Michigan, while it will be nice out, Lake Michigan will be dangerous with waves of 3 to 5 feet with a high swim risk as well, with partly cloudy skies with more sunshine during the afternoon hours. So just take note, do not go into the water today. It will be pretty dangerous with waves up to 5 feet. So for your Thursday, expect decreasing clouds with a high of 81 with humid conditions during the morning, but that will likely improve during the afternoon with clear conditions overnight and a low of 57. And like I said, your chances of rain this weekend have went down quite a bit, which is good for the Muskegon Air Show for both Saturday and Sunday. Saturday has a very minimal chance of rain, but honestly, just go with dry weather this weekend, and that will continue into early next week until next Tuesday with humid conditions arriving once again and a small chance of rain. And that's your Thursday forecast brought to you by Trinity Health on the Muskegon Channel. I'm Colton Woods Weather, and enjoy your day.